Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Ebby. So welcome, everyone. It is the official start of our 2-week challenge, our brand new challenge. So today is day 1 of our 2-week challenge. Yesterday we had a little welcome day, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad you guys are all here. So hello to everyone that's just filing in the chat over there on Behance. As always, I check the Behance chat throughout the stream, not the YouTube one, so make sure you're in that one if you want me to reply to any of your questions. So, hey Sam, we've got Fergie, we've got Henry, I saw Henry yesterday in the chat, we've got Nasheen, Aguzan, sorry guys, I'm really bad at names, so if I butcher anyone's names, I just am bad at all of them. We've got Wade. Awesome. I hope you guys are having a great day. So I've got a very fun challenge for you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to Behance. As always, this is behance.net/challenge/XD. And we can scroll on down and see what our challenge is for today. So of course, if you're not already registered, go ahead and sign up by clicking this big blue button right there. And that way, each day at 8 a.m., you'll get notified in your Creative Cloud app that there is a new challenge. And then, of course, I'm live every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, so you can just hop on back here and work right alongside with me. Think of me as your coworker if you're working on something else right now, or you're working on the challenge with me. Yeah. All right, so today's challenge is a smartwatch design. These are actually one of my favorites to do because I feel like smartwatch designs are a little trickier since you have such a small space and you have to really figure out what is most important to put on the screen. So today we're going to do package delivery, and I want you guys to design the notifications for a smartwatch package delivery app. So think of, you're on your app and you get like notifications from Amazon or FedEx or whatever that you have a package. So we're going to use sounds to notify when an item is en route or has been delivered. And if you haven't used sounds before, it's really fun. I'll show you how to do it. It's going to be a good one today. Henry asked in the chat, is there a theme this week? Not really. Normally I usually do themes, but yeah, I just did a bunch of random ones this time, so you will be surprised by each day. So as always, you can grab that starter file, just hit that get started button right there, and if you missed any of these or you want to go back and rewatch them, just hit watch video. So the starter file will download, and then it'll look something kind of like this. But I will hop in there in just a second. I just want to mention Discord. This is a great place for you to post your work if you want to get feedback on it, or just to share with your fellow designers and chit chat about some questions and stuff. So if you do want feedback, just post it in this challenge channel right here. So it's under the feedback tab. And yeah, you can see what mentors are online giving feedback. You can just, look through and see what everyone else is creating just for some inspo and stuff. So yeah, check out all the channels in here. There's lots of good conversations going on. Yeah, you can also share on Behance if you want. So like I mentioned, when you're in your project, you go over to settings and then add that keyword XD Daily Challenge. So usually at the end of the stream, I will pick a few to kind of showcase towards the end of the stream. So before we get started, I wanted to give you 2 resources since we're working on sounds today. So this one, I've shared this one before, but if you haven't seen it, Sam Anderson, he's a designer, or I don't know if he still is. This was like a few years ago that I found this, so maybe he is, I'm not sure. A designer on the XD team, and he created this case study with a bunch of free sounds for XD. So you can just download it right here, and this will give you, let me find it, this XD Sound Kit 5. So a bunch of different folders in here with just short little sounds, which is great for what we're doing today. Just a little quick notification sound. So swishes and swooshes, dings and dongs, ticks and tacks, and a little a warm power-up sound. Lots of different sounds in here. So that's one option. Or You could also go to, if you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube account, you could go to the YouTube audio library. And they actually have a bunch of free sounds in here too. Now they're a little bit longer, so you might need to like cut them up or something just to make them a little shorter. But yeah, tons of free ones in here, 1,404. So you've got plenty of options to choose from. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into XD. Awesome. Hey, Eric, Umacorn, awesome, Rosie, Ibrahim, lots of familiar faces today. Awesome. Okay, so, and I'll show you guys what the end result is. I know sometimes some of you like seeing that. So this is, let me select this. This is a little preview. And I don't know if you heard that, but that's the little notification ding. Hopefully my sound is up enough on the laptop so you guys can hear it through the microphone. So let me start that one again. Ooh, fun. And then we've got a little notification. Obviously this is, you know, a smartwatch, so it's very small, but you can click tracking info. Maybe we have a little animation like this. We can see all of like the shipping history. And then we click to the next page in this carousel. Maybe we get like a little map and maybe another notification. So sounds is what we're focusing on today. So that's our fun little design that we're going to be working on. So the area we're focusing on, I give you a little preview right here in the starter file. That's going to be over in the prototype tab. So you have to have at least 2 artboards set up to link them together in order to add this sound. So it'll be right here under action, and then you can choose audio playback. You can do speech playback too if you want, but that's just like actual people talking. So you probably don't want that. But yeah, so that is where that will be. Of course, here's some inspiration right down here. So like I showed, if you want to do like shipment history, something like that, information about the package, show a little map, you know, just some fun stuff. Resource booklet, of course, this is always here. You can hop through some of those tabs over here. And my tips for today. So since we're talking about sound, smartwatches in particular is a really important place to do lots of different senses. So not just, you know, touch, that's the main one that we do on a smartwatch, but especially tactile feedback. So like haptics, when your watch will vibrate or something, that's great for if you're not looking at your watch, maybe while you're navigating somewhere. So tactile feedback is also important. Sight, of course, maybe it could be something different, like a little animation, a little micro animation, something, some confetti or something. And then sound, that's what we're focusing on today. So all of those different senses that you can use to help the user feel more engaged is perfect for smartwatches, just because we have very limited space. So we need to try to give the user as much different stimuli to get their task accomplished as possible. So yeah, awesome. No questions yet. Okay. Uriel said, I failed in my mission to be here today. I will watch all the replays and be around tomorrow. Well, you're here right now. And you can always watch the replays, so don't worry about that. But yeah, okay. So let's start on our first little notification. So first of all, if you're wondering how I got the artboards, that's over here, this little artboard icon. You can scroll on down here, and I chose 44 millimeter. That's the largest, so just so we can get as much as we can in here as possible. So usually for notifications, we have something like a little rectangle at the top that'll give us like the main message. And again, we don't have a lot of space here, so we just need to keep the sentences as short as possible. So I'll say like, your package from Amazon or wherever has shipped. I think I added 2 spaces in there. Okay, so this, and since it's pretty small, normally I left align things, but since it's small, I'm just gonna center align it for today. And then normally at the top, they'll give you like a little menu bar, sort of, just saying what app this notification is with. So I'll just say like shipments, something like that. I'll make this white. Actually, I forgot I had character styles already selected over here. And I know sometimes you guys are like, where are all my components? I don't see the same components as you. Well, I don't always include the same icons and stuff and like colors that I am using in your starter files, because I want to see what you guys come up with on your own. So feel free to, the font I'm using is Atten Round today. So if you do want to use that one, the same, that is fine. But I didn't include all the icons and stuff. So over here, I was just changing the radiuses on radii. I think it's radii. Radii? I don't know. The plural of radius on the bottom two there to just be a 90 degree. And then we can move this down a little bit because I want to add, let's see, this cute little box icon. Isn't that cute? And then below that, we need some Cta buttons, so call to action for what the user is going to do with this notification. So either they could cancel or they could click in to see a little bit more information. So I'll usually have the bottom-most one, the one that, we don't want the user necessarily to pick over the other one, to be the cancel. So I'll just copy and paste this and I'll say cancel. Like that. Bring this down a bit. And then this one, I'll say maybe the main action we want them to take is to actually open the app and see all of the tracking info. Tracking info, okay. Cool. And I'm actually gonna make these a little bit smaller. And if you have a smartwatch, like I mentioned yesterday, you can actually test this out with the Adobe XD app on your watch, but and you can do that up here with the little preview icon, but for now that's fine. We can just use the preview icon to have an extra little window right here. All right, cool. So we've got our first notification, so we want to go ahead and wire this up with some sound. So let's just group all this together. So I'm going to Command G to group. And what I'm gonna do from this artboard to this artboard is I kind of want this to like swipe up while we hear that sound. So I'm gonna paste it over here in the same place. And then on this first artboard, I'm just gonna drag this down and make it totally transparent so we kind of will see it pop up. And then let's hop over into our prototype tab. And what I wanna do is select the whole artboard. So select the title up here. And then we can just drag this little arrow over to the right, and we'll give this a time trigger. So that just means at however many seconds that we set it to, I'll set this to just like 1 second, I guess, then the action will happen. So the action, we want it to animate up automatically. So auto animate, of course, for the action. And the duration, yeah, 0.3 is fine. Usually it guesses like exactly what I want, so that is great. And then from there, I want to add another interaction. So let's add, do this little plus icon up here, and we'll do, actually, what I'll do over here, I'll do a time of 0. So let's say 0. And then down here we can do audio playback in the action. And here's where you can actually choose whatever sound you want. So I've gone ahead and added a few of those sounds from that sound file. The first one I showed you, hopefully someone in the chat can link that. Again, this was the one on Behance from Sam Anderson with the sound kit. But yeah, so here is where we can add all of our sounds. So if you want to add a new one, just scroll to the bottom and click Add New File. And you can pull up whichever one you want. I'll just say, I think the one I liked was Swoosh Happy. That one was nice. All right, so let's go ahead and preview this. So we'll go ahead and press this little play button right here. And let me know if you guys can hear that, because I never know with the microphone, because it's like facing me, but hopefully you could hear that cute little ding. And we had our animation kind of swipe up. So great, there's our first notification with the sound. Now, maybe we want to go ahead and link from this button right here to the actual app itself, where we can see more information about the tracking info and all of that. So let's say from there, we also could click this little button right here. So we'll do just a tap trigger right there. And here we'll just give it normal transition because we just want it to go straight to this slide. So I'm actually going to remove the dissolve and just have it say none. So when I click this, again, that little sound, and we click tracking info, it will go to the next slide. So we're good there. Awesome. Sam linked that sound kit. So if you guys want to check that out in the chat, thank you so much for that, Sam. Awesome, awesome. Cool. So let's do this next page. Here I want to add this cute little kind of delivery icon, delivery truck icon right there. And around that, I just want to have a circle to show kind of like how far along we are in the delivery process. So let's remove the fill, and then we can make the border a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make this kind of like a gray. And then on top of that, so we need to have the background circle and the foreground circle. So I just copied and pasted it. So we have two different circles here. And here I'm gonna give this the blue. And then this is a trick that I didn't know until like literally the other day, which is crazy. But the trick, if you want to animate this going around, is you have to set the gap to like 1,000, something really big. And then the dash, you can set it to whatever you want. I had no idea. And then you can animate it like that. I was like doing a crazy workaround. So this is amazing that I figured this out. Anyway, okay, so there's our little circle. Maybe underneath that, I'm just gonna copy and paste this text and we'll say when it's arriving. So arriving May 15th, how about? Put that right there. And then below this, maybe we just wanna like swipe horizontally through a few different options. That's usually what I feel like I do on smartwatches. A carousel is really one of the only options. So I've got this little carousel down here, and I'm actually gonna change this guy to over here since we're on the first slide, and that gray one to the center. Okay, so that looks great. And then again, same thing here. We're gonna animate this from this artboard to the next. So we can just copy, select the next artboard, and paste it right there. And so here, since we already did kind of all the work, all we have to do is come over here to our border. And remember I mentioned that dash. That is how we make this a lot bigger. And I'm just gonna type in maybe like 200. So we still got a bit of ways to go on our package delivery, but yeah, so that's the little trick. So we have a few screens. Let's hop back into the prototype tab. That's what I do. I'll do like design a few screens, hop into the prototype tab and wire those up, design a few more, etc. Okay, so let's just review what we have so far. Cute, got our sound, tracking info, great. And then we've got our, I think I already wired this up already, but basically from this artboard to the next artboard, we want to drag this guy over, and we want a time trigger because we want that circle to kind of automatically fill in by itself. We don't want to have to click anything. And this one again would be auto animate. When in doubt, use auto animate and then ease out of like 1 second. So great, we have our first carousel slide done, and then we can move on to our next carousel slide. So let's hop back into the design tab, and we can copy that little carousel slider thing. What is the official word for this? I'm actually not sure. Carousel indicator, slide indicator. I think that's it. Okay, so we're on the second slide here, and this is where maybe I want to show all of the package, like tracking history and stuff, like where it was at a certain date. So I actually want to keep maybe these two at the top. So let's copy these and paste these, but just maybe move this up, and this I'll just kind of, oops, I need to actually group all of that together. So Command G to group, and then just want to copy those two and paste them over here. And then I'm just going to scale this whole thing down. So I'm holding down Shift and Option to scale that down a bit. And I'll just bring that up a bit. And this, I kind of just need to adjust a little bit. So let's keep this at like 100. And we can bring these down. It's fine, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so we moved that down a little bit, and we can actually animate this as well to be getting a little smaller. But let's first just add some of our tracking history right here below this. So I'll copy and paste this text, and we'll say maybe first like the label was printed. We can drag this over to the left here. Let's see, make this a little bit smaller maybe. And then below this we'll just say what date that was. So maybe like May 10th. We started with that. And usually the second level, like hierarchy of text, so the subtext, I will give it about 50% opacity, just so it's not as, you know, prominent as the first line. So we can bring that down a bit. And then let's go ahead and add a little checkbox to say, hey, this one was already completed. And what we can do is actually come up here to repeat grid. And I can just drag this down, so you can drag this both vertically and horizontally to create as many duplicates as you want. So I think I want about 3, and I'll just adjust the spacing a bit. About 3, and then I'm gonna ungroup it and maybe add one more that is not checked. So this one I'll make like a nice little gray. And this, we can make the gray as well. Okay, great. So we'll say the label was printed on May 10th, and then we can scroll down a bit. And this actually, I want this while we're scrolling vertically to stay in the same place. So all you have to do there is just check this fixed position when scrolling. So that way, when we're moving everything else, that little carousel indicator stays right there, but all the text is moving. So yeah, so this next one, maybe we'll say the shipment was delayed. Shipment delay on May 11th. Awesome. And Elizabeth asked, are these recorded somewhere, these streams? Yes, you can always go, we have them both on Behance if you scroll down at the bottom of this page. So you can scroll on down here and rewatch the video, or you can rewatch them here in each of these little boxes. And they're also on YouTube. So lots of options. Okay, so let's continue here. I'll just add like 2 more of these. We'll say on the 12th, maybe it departed from a facility. May 12th. And then this last one, this could be processing. And this one, last one could be delivered. So let's say we'll add this cute little icon for a delivery, calendar delivery on May 15th. There we go. Okay. Delivered. Or delivery, I guess. Okay, so that looks great. Let's make sure when we scroll we have enough space at the bottom. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop back into the prototype tab. So flipping and flopping again. And from this artboard to this artboard, what I want to do is drag this little arrow over. And here we can actually have, yeah, let's do a time trigger since I want this little circle to animate from large to small up at the top. And we'll do auto animate up here for a duration of 1 second. So let's go ahead and preview this. Oh, it was really fast. Okay. Let's make sure. I had something wrong in there. I think the layers maybe were named something weird. Let's see. Because I regrouped this separately. 297, 297. Let's check now. I don't know, something weird. But, so in that case, I'll just do a tap trigger instead. When in doubt, do a tap trigger and it will be fine. So from here to here, we press tap. No. Oh yeah, I need to change this from auto animate to a normal transition. There we go, a little better. And okay, so I don't think I have time for the map and the final notification, but let's go ahead and go through this very quickly, just run through what we have so far. Actually, I'll use the pre-baked one, the pre-made one that I made before the stream. Okay, so we select our notification. Let's see, time trigger. Oh, maybe I didn't tap this as well. Auto animate. We get our cute little sound. So feel free to explore some different sounds with this. You don't have to use just the same one as me, obviously. And then we click tracking info. We got our little circle, very cute. We can scroll through all of our different history there, where the package was at a certain day. Here we've got our map. Didn't get to that part, unfortunately. And then we've got our second notification so that our package has been delivered. So yeah, you definitely don't have to do all of these screens. I would love to see just if you do like the notification with a sound, that would be great. So yeah, that's about all the time that I have left for today, unfortunately, guys. Thank you all so much for joining. This is the last stream of today, but I'll be back again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you then. Bye!